Hi everyone. A couple of days ago, one of the chapters that came up in my Bible study was Mark 4. And I didn't feel it at the time that anything from that chapter was for me that day. But I did keep in my mind the story about Jesus calming the sea, where he was on the boat with his disciples and he fell asleep. And there was a great windstorm and the waves were breaking the boat. It was filling with water and he was asleep. And they woke him and they were saying, "Don't you care that we are perishing?" And Jesus rebuked the wind, told it to be still, and everything calmed down. In Mark 4:40, he said to them, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great fear and said to one another, "Who then is this that even the wind and sea obey him?" So when I heard it, I'm like, they've been with him all this time and they're still astonished by this. But that was really the only thing that I got from it. And so I went for my walk and I was praying, God, what was meant for me out of the Bible study that I did today? Or is it something else? So when I got home and I started working, but while I work, I listened to Bible studies. And there was one from a lady that I listened to once and I don't subscribe to her or anything. It was okay. But when I logged on to YouTube and she popped up and I said, okay, I'll give her another shot before I get into the one I normally listen to. And I was so surprised. It was the exact same story of Jesus calming the storm. That's what she was talking about. And so that got my attention immediately, that I heard it in the morning and then I happened to click on a Bible study, the first one, and it was the same thing. So she was saying how when she first got married and they had a child and built a house and then everything fell apart and that was her storm. And through it all, she had faith because she knows that Jesus can rebuke the storm. And it just clicked in me that is what I'm supposed to get from this. We all have our storms we go through in our lives. And so how are we going to respond to those? Are we going to be like the disciples who were going, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" Or are we going to have faith? And I had to think back to just things that I've gone through in the past. And instead of saying, okay, I have faith, God's going to get me through this, I'm like, oh God, why is this happening to me? I had no faith. And through studying the Word every day, talking to God every day, growing closer to Him, my faith is getting stronger. Although I have to admit that I was questioning, because honestly, I thought last year we were leaving where we are now. Like I just knew we were leaving and we're still here. And that's not too big of a storm, compared to what a lot of people are going through. But emotionally and mentally for me, it is. And there was a point when I said, well, God, I thought you told us that we were leaving. Why are we still here? And we had to move because of things that were going on in the area that, put our lives in danger. Nothing that was directed towards us, but around us. So we had to move from that area. And it's just a bit nerve-wracking. And so I really thought we were just going to be out of this whole state at this point, and we're still here. And so I did question, like, well, God, why are we still here when I thought you told my daughter we were going to be gone. We knew where we were going. We were prepared to go. And then everything got shut down. Opportunities that I had to stop because of the virus. So we're still here. So I did question. But I've been trying to hold on to my faith. Like, yes, God did tell you He was going to move you, but He didn't tell you when. So rather than me saying, "Do you not care?" I need to say, God, please just continue to give me the strength to get through this, because I know in your time we will go, because that will be the right time. If we leave, if we had left when we wanted to go, the situation where we wanted to go was way worse than here, and we would have been right in the middle of it. So God's timing is perfect. We need to have faith in Him always, even through our storms. Just continue to pray to Him, continue to rely on His strength. But I want to read the verse, Mark 4:35. On that day, when evening had come, He said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd, they took Him with them in the boat, just as He was. And other boats were with Him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. But He was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke Him and said to Him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" And He awoke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. He said to them, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great fear and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey Him?" So how many times do we say, "Lord, but you said, Lord, do you not care?" And Jesus is looking at us, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" So that was my situation. And if I look back on it, like He protected us from a lot of things that could have potentially have happened had we moved. So maintain your faith, even if you aren't where you want to be, even if the situation around you seems to be falling apart. Maintain your faith in the Lord. He's with you. His timing is always perfect. Thank you, and I hope that this helped someone today. I will talk to you next time. Bye.